Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me again this week. My name is Stephanie and I will be doing an oracle card reading for the week of October 25th through the 31st, 2020. Halloween is the 31st, and we also have our second full moon of October, so that's pretty unusual to have two full moons in 1 month. We had one on the first of the month and one on the last of the month, which happens to fall on Halloween night. So this is the closest I have to a costume. It's the only thing I had in my closet that made me look kind of like a pumpkin, so I went with that for our Halloween read, and we're going to do a pick a card with 3 groups this week. So the first group is going to be this candle that is called 100% That Witch. So that's going to be, if you like that one, that will be group 1. Group 2 is sage, a sage bundle. And what we will call group 3 is a stick of Palo Santo. Both of which, if you're not familiar with them, can be used for clearing stagnant energies, just kind of lightening up a space, doing a space clearing. So we have group 1, group 2, group 3. And just take a second and sit with those and see which one you are called to most strongly. As always, if you are called to watch 2 of them or all 3 of them, that is totally fine. And also, as always, if you stumble across this video and it is not October 25th through October 31st, 2020, but you still find the messages helpful, that's totally fine. And if you find the messages helpful and you like the videos I put out, please do remember to like and subscribe. Okay, let's get started. So let's start with group 1. If you chose the 100% That Witch candle, what we're going to do this week is, oh, I should mention this actually before we get started for group 1. This is going to be a 3-card spread for each of the 3 groups. So what we're going to do is kind of a Halloween spread. It's going to be like a kind of spooky spread, I guess we'll call it. So the trick is, what we'll call the trick, is going to be from the Power of Surrender cards for each of the 3 groups. And this will be something from your past that needs released or something currently that needs released. So that's going to be the trick. And then we'll have your costume, which is a challenge or something you're hiding behind right now. Something that might be preventing you from releasing what comes up in the first spot. So just kind of a mask or something you're hiding behind. That will be the costume one, and that's going to be from the Fairy Oracle. And then the last one for each group will be from the Oracle of the Unicorns, and this will be our treat card for our trick or treat. And this will be a strength or an opportunity coming in, something to move you forward on your path. So we have our trick, our costume, and our treat. Okay, now let's get started with group 1. If you chose this 100% That Witch candle, this will be your energy for this week. So you, group 1, from the Power of Surrender, something to let go of. This is your trick card, something from your past or your current reality that needs released. It is the surrender to the magic of who you are. So the message I'm getting for this one is letting go of false information or facades, kind of things you've put up that may not really be the truth. If you've ever looked into the work of Byron Katie, one of the things she does is, we assume truths about ourselves and others, and she kind of makes us distill those down to the bottom line. Like, is it true? Do you know it's true? And a lot of times we assume things are not. Or are true that are not. And they may be reality, but they still may not be a soul level truth, if that makes sense. So somebody could be doing something you don't agree with, and still it is aligned with their truth. Same for you. You could be doing things that are not on a path that others agree with or would have expected of you, and it's still in line with your soul's purpose and your highest good. So this week, I'm just getting the message about dropping these kind of falsities and really aligning with who you are. Surrender to the magic of who you are is the card that comes out. And it says, we all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and a worth that come just from being you. So really letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, Obviously, the full moon on the 31st is a great time to do that release work, and lining up so that these, being in alignment with your truth and with your higher self, so that the magic can start to come into your life. So surrendering to the magic of who you are. And then your costume, something you might be hiding behind, which was kind of the facade message I was getting with the first card anyway. But it's going to be the fairy wishing well, and it says manifestation, expectations, and offerings. So this card, since it's coming up in the place of your costume, is saying maybe you're hiding behind expectations. That would go right along with this card of things, maybe being a truth that you wouldn't have expected to be a truth, or things seeming false that when you really look at them, maybe they are a truth. So this is going to be about getting rid of those facades. I know this seems very obscure, these messages, but hopefully I'm explaining it in a way that's understandable. Sometimes things that seem like they are not what you would choose for others, or even sometimes for yourself, are a soul level truth. That's what's coming out this week for you, Group 1. So this is about releasing expectations. I mean, at a very basic level, that would be a costume, that would be a mask, so that you can move into your truth. And that's going to be a challenge for you this week because it comes up in the place of the costume. So this is about, again, letting go and getting in alignment with what your truth is so that you can move forward. And manifesting that, lining up with what your truth is. If you're hiding behind a mask, you can't very well manifest what you want because it's blocked. So really getting in touch with what it is you want, what your truth is, so that you are able to manifest it. And then your treat card, Group 1, a strength or an opportunity that is coming your way, is miracles, which is, I think, one of my favorite cards in this unicorn deck. And it says, have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. So many times when we're working on manifesting things, and that's kind of a misconception with manifestation, is that it only happens when we're working on it, but it's happening all the time. We are manifesting everything every second. It's just where our focus is and where our thoughts are, and if we're clear on what it is we want. So we're manifesting, whether it's $1 million or a parking place or an illness. It is what it is. And it's just the movement of energy in and out of our lives. So that's why it's so important to focus on what it is that you do want in a positive way. But you are also not punished if your thoughts slip. I want to make that really, really clear. There is, it's not instantaneous manifestation, even though energy is moving a little more quickly now. We have a buffer. So, if you're down in the dumps for a couple days or a couple weeks or even a couple months, it's not going to ruin your life. You may feel funky, and that's okay. You may need to take some extra time out and sleep more and that sort of thing, but it doesn't mean you have done anything incorrectly. All of us go through those times. There is a buffer when it comes to manifestation. It has to be regular and consistent thought in the positive, and it is easier to manifest positive things than negative. So, getting into a funky mood or a depression every once in a while is not going to undo anything you've been working on. Please do not worry that if you have these thoughts every once in a while that you are undoing anything. We do thankfully have a buffer. So it has to be consistent, it has to be clear, it has to be concise, and then we have to let it go like we know it's coming to us. So that's what this week is asking you to do. That's going to be the strengths and opportunities that come in for your treat card, is having faith that you can do this, and then the miracles are on your way. Surrendering to the magic of what's coming in. Letting go of expectations about what you thought things would look like, and moving into what you want to manifest now, because everything has changed. So that is your energy for this week if you chose Group 1. And let's move on to Group 2. Group 2 is this sage bundle, a white sage bundle. So if you chose that one, this is your trick card for this week, which is something from your past or present that needs to be released. And Group 2 this week, you get surrender your fear of change. It says the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So that's a really good one. If you're from any of the other groups and you're listening in, that's a really good general affirmation. I always recommend not dialing things in too specifically, unless, of course, there's a very specific house or car that you want. But if you're just looking for general manifestations, general affirmations are going to serve you best. So I have faith that all is well is a great one. I am thankful for helpful people is another one. I am thankful for perfect health is a great one. Anything that's general allows the universe to give us more than what we're asking for and more than our human minds can conceive of. So this week, asking you, group 2, to surrender your fear of change, because something wants to move you forward but can't until you surrender this kind of block and this clenched in feeling, and allow your energy to expand so that you can move forward. So that is your trick this week, group 2, is surrendering that fear of change so that things can change, and that's okay. And then your costume card, a challenge or something you're hiding behind, kind of a mask this week, is the gift. And it's a present and offer nurturance, growth, or potential. So what this is saying, since it comes up in the space of your costume or your mask, is that this fear of change is blocking your growth and potential. So that's what we're working on this week for you, group 2, is letting this unfold, realizing the gifts that are coming into your life, the things that are being offered to you from spirit, from the universe, from other people, and knowing that that's what they are. They are gifts to help you along your path. They are gifts to help you surrender your fear of change. They are gifts to show you that change can propel you forward and not to get clenched up in that energy and refuse to move. So be aware, keep an extra lookout for any gifts that are coming your way in any form this week. It could be an email, it could be an actual gift, it could be just lunch with a friend, it could be words, a song. Any signs or symbols can be gifts to you this week, group 2. So really be aware of those, because they're going to help you further yourself on your path, which leads to this growth and potential. So that is your costume or your mask energy for this week, group 2. And then your treat, your strength or an opportunity that is coming into your life, and it is possibility, which is absolutely perfect with these energies. So what do you get if you work on this and you surrender your fear of change and you look at the gifts that are in your life and you recognize that they are filled with growth and potential to help you take some steps further on your path and let go of this fear of change, because change is okay. You get the energy of possibility. And it says, raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. So stop feeling like you're small and that maybe you don't deserve change. Maybe you don't deserve to move further on your path. That's not the truth. The truth of who we are as humans is that we came here to live full and abundant lives. And the only way we can do that is through consistent and constant change. We are always evolving. So really working on surrendering the fear of change, letting go of that stagnant energy, moving forward, recognizing the gifts that come in, and then that gets you into the energy of possibility. And the other message I'm hearing for you, group 2, is don't look at the end. Don't try to figure out the hows, clear out here. Just the next step on your path. That's what these gifts are going to show you. Like, oh, I could do this next. And it will unfold. And, 5 years from now, you will be in a totally different place because you opened up to the energy of what could possibly be. You opened up to the energy by removing this fear of change. You opened up to the energy of possibility. So that is your energy for this week. Group 2, if you chose the Sage, and Group 3, if you chose this Palo Santo. Let's see what your trick is. Something from your past or present that needs released. And it is surrender to inner peace. It says cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. And that is true. So I feel like those of you who chose group 3 may be needing some extra kind of nurturing energy. Maybe you've had some health issues recently and you're just needing to rest and recuperate. We do most of our healing when we are sleeping or resting. So really making sure you're getting good sleep this week, even if you have to kind of listen to a guided sleep meditation as you're drifting off. and then put your phone on airplane mode so that you're not even getting the energy from it. We don't want those EMFs when we're sleeping. So anything you can do to wind down, not scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or checking emails or even just looking at the phone. If you can read a book with a little bedside table lamp, or just listening to a guided meditation for sleep would be best, because you're going to do most of your healing and be able to connect with this energy of inner peace when you have fully rested your physical body. Okay, and then your costume energy, your mask, or a challenge you are hiding behind right now, is the Beauty and the Beast card from the Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. And it's about unconditional love. And the message I'm hearing for you, Group 3, is that this is unconditional love for yourself. So this does go right along with the energy I'm getting from the Inner Peace card about really resting and nurturing your physical body. This has something to do, for many of you, again, this is a general reading and won't resonate for everyone, but for many of you who chose this Palo Santo in Group 3, this has to do with resting and nurturing and healing your physical body. So really giving yourself unconditional love. And if you're having any feelings that your physical body is less than, or you are harboring any sort of almost animosity or guilt or shame or any negative emotions that you're kind of directing back into yourself because of anything your physical body has gone through. And this can be, healing from surgeries. This can be weight gain, weight loss, after pregnancy. Sometimes we just don't feel connected to our physical bodies. But this is saying that getting into that place of nurturance, getting into that place of healing where we're doing that through deep restorative sleep, helps us focus on the energy of unconditional love and see our body as a connection, a support for us. We are souls that chose these physical bodies. Each one of us chose our specific physical body, and that's has been hard for me to remember over the years, but each one of us did choose these specific physical vessels for a reason. It has to do with whatever lessons we chose to learn in this lifetime, and maybe sometimes it seems like a hindrance, but it is always for a reason. So it is always for a lesson that we came here to learn as a soul. So know that on a soul level, your higher self is much wiser than your physical self that contains an ego and human limitations. So know that your higher self chose your physical body for a reason. It all had to do with lessons you set up on a soul level, and be appreciative. Your higher self knows far more than you do when you're here on earth. So know that there's a reason for everything. And really, I'm getting the message, really focusing on appreciation for your physical being this week. And that will help bring in the energy of unconditional love. And then your treat card, Group 3, the strengths or opportunities, something to move you forward, and it's goddess energy, which is perfect for this unconditional love and this kind of surrendering to inner peace and healing energy that I'm getting with that first card. This is about divine feminine energy, and it doesn't matter if you are, if your gender is male or female. We all have masculine and feminine energy. We all have that yin and yang. We all have the positive and the negative, the opposite polarities. That's how we're made up. So this is goddess energy. It is connecting with divine feminine energy, but if you are a man who is watching this, however you identify when you're watching this, it doesn't matter. This week is about connecting with that divine feminine energy, which is about unconditional love, which is about creation of better health, creation of movement forward. And it is about healing, energy healing, and really nurturing our physical bodies through that connection to our divine feminine. See your inner beauty, love every part of you. So this is absolutely a perfect message when it goes along with this unconditional love message I was getting there. So really focusing, I feel like, on the physical body for you, Group 3, those of you who chose the Palo Santo this week, and connecting with the divine feminine, connecting with that energy of unconditional love and healing. So that is our energy for all 3 groups for Halloween week and the full moon on the 31st. Remember to do some release work or whatever you're called to do on that date if you're able to, and I will see you all next week.